grind and get better as a team.
Derrick, how would you say this weightlifting program, this winter program, you're a veteran in this sport, has compared to your time at Virginia Tech, and how much does that set the tone for a year and your experience from years past?
It's hard to compare because when you go from different schools and different strength coaches, every offseason is different. Every offseason needs different things out of different teams. Here, I feel like Coach Nico and his staff did a phenomenal job, not just getting us prepared to play, but just building the foundation, building the culture. It's kind of like a rebuild year, if you can say. We're trying to get things back going in the right way, and we did a great job of bringing young guys along. We got a lot of transfers, so just gelling as a team. We did a lot of team bonding things, community service, just different things outside of just lifting and running. And that goes a long way. I feel like this is a tight team. We got a new DC, so everyone's learning, everyone's grinding. But that offseason was important over anything to just come together as a team.
Being a new face, but also an older guy, you're kind of counted on in a leadership role. How have you taken on that responsibility of bringing some of these younger guys along with you during this process?
From the start, it's really just work. From the beginning, I have the mindset it doesn't matter what I've done in the past. I have to earn these guys' respect, earn these coaches' respect. So every day I just try to lace my shoes up and just put the best effort I can, show up every day, be the best player and teammate I could be. And over time, just confidence, understanding, again, who I am and the work that I put in. And that goes a long way. I feel like guys kind of gel towards me. And just to get to know guys in and outside the locker room. We have young players, we have other transfers. So once you get to know guys, you know what buttons to push, how to talk to people, and all together, it's just a good unit. So that goes a long way.
Was there anyone on this roster that you were familiar with prior to coming to Cincinnati?
I wouldn't say I was familiar. I played a little bit with Kyrie. He was at Virginia Tech this last spring.
Kyrie Moiston.
Kyrie Moiston.
Yeah.
And then again, like guys like Dante, I talked to before I got here. Sorbs, I talked to before I got here. So it was kind of familiar in that way, but not like personal.
Former Virginia Tech defensive back, now UC defensive back Derrick Canteen, joining us here following the second spring practice of 2024. So, Derrick, in Kerry Coombs' kind of defensive backfield, what are the biggest things that you have to work on, and maybe the biggest thing that you can bring in terms of a positive attribute, kind of both sides of that equation?
The biggest thing I can work on is just the details. One of the things I love about Coach Coombs is I have a ton of respect for him, and he's a technician coach. I meet with him daily. He's critical with things of technique and playing different positions in the back end. I try to harp on the technique and meet with him and get as much knowledge of not just technical, but just the game. Seeing formation, seeing different things. Again, as a leader of the defense, I have to see these things and communicate. And also, what I bring, is that leadership, is the experience. I play different positions. I played a ton of football, so we have young guys, you have other guys, and I can see them and put myself in them shoes and understand and help them and talk to them and calm down. Because as a DB, bad plays are gonna happen. It's inevitable. So just to talk to guys and just help them through things like that.
One more question for Derrick Canteen here. So, Derrick, the vibe of the team, just the closeness. How important is that? Have you seen that be in your years past? And then how much? There seems like there's an obvious emphasis on that throughout this offseason. Is that kind of a big selling point for you, where you're like, I can see this team trying to build relationships heavily? And was that evident on your visit here with team leaders and stuff like that?
Yeah, I feel like just to start, that part of the game is probably one of the things that is the most important. When you get into a game and things get hard, offense, defense, one side of the ball having a bad, just to look at a teammate, look at a coach, and just know that they have your back. That starts now. You have to build that in the offseason. You have to build that through tough times, and that's kind of the emphasis throughout our offseason. That was a tough offseason, but it was days where you could look to your side and look to the coaches and the players and the staff around and know that we're all in this together, and that's going to carry us throughout the season. And I feel like it is a push because we are trying to trend up. Things here wasn't as people would like of last year, and we understand that, and we take that chip on our shoulder, and so things like coming together and building this team is going to be important to get to where we want to be.
Have you tried the chili yet?
I haven't had a chili. All
right, we got to get Derrick Canteen the chili. We'll check back in with him later in the season.
Sure.
Derrick Canteen, everybody, UC defensive back.
Yes, sir.